Have you ever encountered someone who seems magnetically charming at first, but slowly reveals themselves to be off? You might be dealing with a narcissist. And on Man of Thoughts, we like to dive deep into the shadowy recesses of the human psyche. In this video, we're peeling back the layers of narcissism, exposing the 9 telltale signs that someone might be trapped inside their own grandiose self-image. We'll be your guide through this twisted labyrinth of ego, manipulation, and a complete lack of empathy. Buckle up, because things are about to get dark. Understanding the narcissist's playbook is crucial for navigating the human jungle out there. Our subject, let's call him Mark, walks into a room like he owns it. Every word that leaves his mouth is a carefully crafted advertisement for his own greatness. He inflates his accomplishments, embellishes his skills, and conveniently forgets to mention his failures. John as Mark. Oh, you wouldn't believe the deal I closed last week. It was monumental. Mark expects you to be utterly enthralled by his tales of brilliance, hanging on his every word. He doesn't ask about your life because, frankly, he doesn't see how anything you've done could possibly compare to his own extraordinary existence. John as Mark. You know, I was just talking to Elon Musk the other day. He dismisses the achievements of others with a condescending wave of his hand. This inflated sense of self-importance is the narcissist's foundation, the bedrock upon which their distorted reality is built. They desperately need constant validation, a chorus of voices affirming their manufactured greatness. Mark spends an inordinate amount of time lost in elaborate daydreams. He imagines himself accepting awards, his name up in lights, the world bowing down to his brilliance. John as Mark. Just wait until they see my next big idea. It's going to change everything. He talks endlessly about his guaranteed future success, but rarely puts in the actual work required to achieve his lofty goals. Effort and discipline are for ordinary people, not for someone of his extraordinary stature. He surrounds himself with yes men who fuel his fantasies, but avoids anyone who might offer a dose of reality. John as Mark. How dare you question my vision? You just don't get it. He's convinced that he's destined for greatness, that his brilliance will inevitably be recognized. This detachment from reality allows the narcissist to avoid confronting their own insecurities and shortcomings. Mark is convinced that he's different, a rare breed of human being who exists on a higher plane. John as Mark. Honestly, most people just can't comprehend what it's like to be me. He seeks out relationships with those he deems worthy of his attention, people he believes possess equal levels of brilliance, beauty, or status. He name-drops exclusive clubs, exotic vacations, and influential acquaintances, desperate to prove that he belongs in this rarefied air. John as Mark. Oh, last summer I was in the Maldives with some top executives. It was an exclusive retreat. He surrounds himself with luxury brands and expensive gadgets, believing that these outward displays of wealth reflect his inherent worthiness. He dismisses those who don't share his refined tastes, labeling them as basic or unsophisticated. John as Mark. I just can't relate to people who don't appreciate the finer things in life. This belief in their own exceptionalism allows the narcissist to justify their sense of entitlement and their exploitative behavior. Chapter 4. The hunger for praise, feed the ego or else. John as Mark. I crave admiration like oxygen. I fish for compliments constantly, steering conversations towards my accomplishments, my possessions, my undeniable charm. He posts carefully curated images on social media, desperate for likes and validation from his online followers. John as Mark. And when I don't receive the level of adoration I feel entitled to, I become enraged. I sulk, lash out, or withdraw completely, punishing those who dare to withhold the praise I so desperately crave. This insatiable need for validation stems from a deep-seated lack of self-worth. The narcissist relies on external sources to prop up their fragile ego, constantly seeking reassurance that they are as special and important as they believe themselves to be. Chapter 5. The rules don't apply. Living in the land of entitlement. John as Mark. I believe I'm exempt from the rules that govern ordinary mortals. I expect special treatment in every situation, demanding the best table at a restaurant, cutting lines and bending the rules to suit my needs. He feels entitled to your time, your energy, your resources without offering anything in return. John as Mark. And when my sense of entitlement is challenged, I become indignant. I throw tantrums, make threats, or play the victim to get my way. This sense of entitlement stems from a deep-seated belief that they are inherently more deserving than others. They genuinely believe that their needs and desires should always come first, regardless of the impact on those around them. This sense of entitlement can manifest in subtle ways, such as expecting constant praise and attention, or in more overt ways, like demanding special favors or breaking the law without remorse. Chapter 6. Master Manipulators, you're just a pawn in their game. John as Mark. I'm a master manipulator, skilled at using others to achieve my own selfish goals. I'm charming and charismatic when it suits my needs, able to disarm you with flattery and false promises. He identifies your weaknesses and exploits them ruthlessly, playing on your insecurities, your fears, your desire to please. John as Mark. I guilt-trip you into submission, playing the victim to elicit your sympathy and compassion. I gaslight you, making you question your own sanity, your memories, your perception of reality. Narcissists are often drawn to positions of power and influence where they can exploit others on a larger scale. They make promises they have no intention of keeping, lie without remorse, and discard anyone who no longer serves their needs. Chapter 7. The Empathy Void, Incapable of Genuine Connection. John Mark is incapable of genuine empathy. He can't understand or relate to the feelings of others, seeing people as objects to be manipulated rather than human beings with their own thoughts, feelings, and needs. He might feign empathy when it suits his needs, offering hollow apologies or crocodile tears to get what he wants. But these displays of emotion are fleeting and insincere, quickly forgotten as soon as he gets his way. This lack of empathy is a core feature of narcissism, and it's one of the most difficult traits to deal with. It's impossible to have a healthy, reciprocal relationship with someone who is incapable of seeing you as a whole person. Chapter 8. Green with Envy. Their success is your failure. John Mark seethes with envy at the success and happiness of others. He's threatened by anyone who seems to have what he lacks, whether it's talent, wealth, love, or recognition. He downplays the achievements of others, attributing their success to luck, connections, or some other external factor. He might even try to sabotage their efforts, spreading rumors, planting seeds of doubt, or actively working to undermine their progress. He's unable to celebrate the wins of others because he sees their success as a direct reflection on his own perceived failures. This envy stems from a deep-seated sense of inadequacy. Chapter 9. Arrogance on Display, the Mask of Superiority. John Mark moves through the world with an air of arrogance and disdain. He's condescending and patronizing, treating those he deems inferior with thinly veiled contempt. He interrupts constantly, dismisses your opinions, and talks over you, making it clear that he doesn't value your thoughts or perspectives. He's a know-it-all, quick to offer unsolicited advice and unwilling to admit when he's wrong. This arrogance is often a defense mechanism, a way to mask their own deep-seated insecurities. By projecting an image of superiority, they hope to keep others at arm's length, preventing anyone from seeing through their carefully constructed facade. So there you have it, the 9 hallmarks of a narcissist. Their grandiose sense of self-importance, their fantasies of unlimited success, the belief in their own specialness, the insatiable need for admiration, the crippling sense of entitlement, the manipulative tendencies, the profound lack of empathy, the all-consuming envy, and the arrogance that permeates their every interaction. If you recognize these traits in someone you know, it's crucial to set boundaries, protect yourself from their toxic behavior, and prioritize your own well-being. Remember, you can't change a narcissist, and trying to do so will only lead to frustration and heartache. Now, I'm sure many of you are busy analyzing your friends, family, and maybe even yourselves after this deep dive into the narcissistic mind. And if you're thinking, hey, my boss is totally a narcissist, well, you're probably right. Make sure to subscribe to Man of Thoughts for more insights into the dark side of human behavior. You never know when this knowledge might come in handy.